to the ground, and I put like 52,000 miles the first 18 months I had the car. It was something stupid, like triple what it's supposed to have, and I had 100,000 miles on it in 2 years, bro. That 2 years.
Jeez.
Oh man.
Here we go.
All right.
Guapo Davis at the top of the world. Now tell me, who was your favorite fighter growing up?
Manny Pacquiao. It was Manny Pacquiao.
Huh?
Yeah, big time. I got to see him fight live at the Thomas and Mack Center for the first time for $75. He fought Eric Morales, and I was a big fan ever since then, bro. That was the first time they fought, and then I got to go again at the Thomas and Mack to watch him, and then he got really expensive, and he started going to like Mandalay Bay Event Center and then MGM Grand. But I've probably seen him fight live about 10 times, 10 to 15 times. And I got to announce 2 of his cards. So that was a big thing for me. So, and then when Floyd, I started working with Floyd and started hanging around. And I always thought he was a runner. But at the reality, the dude is probably the smartest defensive fighter I've ever seen. He knew what was going to happen before his opponent knew what was going to happen. And he became like my 1A. Then Pacquiao became 1B because it wasn't running, bro. This guy was training 15 to 20 rounds at a time without stopping. Then he'd go have a Mountain Dew. Then he'd go back and train for another 2 hours. It was incredible.
That's incredible.
So I was like, this is unbelievable. Those 2 guys are without a doubt, the most tenacious boxers training-wise that I've ever seen in my entire life.
Did you catch what he said there? Mayweather's favorite drink was Mountain Dew.
Yeah, that's what he said. That's what he said. Listen, for me, it was Felix Trinidad. Growing up, Roberto Duran, I consider the greatest fighter. But to me, my favorite fighter was Felix Trinidad. I'm mad that I never got a chance to see him fight live, bro. That was one of those deals that, oh man, I so wanted to see it happen. I didn't get a chance to see it, so I kind of walk away a little bit bitter. But he was definitely my favorite fighter growing up. Was definitely Felix Trinidad. Jerry.
Bro, Gallo Negro, bro. 13 KOs.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy about that movie, dude? Is that every time I watch it, I tell myself, I'm not watching this whole thing again because it's really long. And I watch it, man.
Listen,
I watch
they
it.
put me to sleep this week.
It gets worse, bro. For me, if I come across it while it's fucking playing, I fucking watch it then. I was in Mexico at Rocky Point with my wife, and we're sitting there at the end just kind of winding down. I'm just kind of looking. She's already knocked out, and all of a sudden I'm going through the TV. What the fuck is on?
Bro, the story of this movie, it's on YouTube. Disney had this movie, bro. It's a Disney movie.
Yes,
and they're like, bro, we don't want anything to do with this shit. Like, we don't, it's going to bomb. And you couldn't even find it, like, to buy or rent for the longest time. Like, I couldn't even find it on my streaming devices.
Yeah.
And now, it's like a cult classic, dude. And now Burner is trying to make the remake. And he's going to do it. He said, I don't care what I got to do or what I got to spend. I'm going to do it. So, we'll see. Mito's Revenge. We'll see what happens, bro.
That guy's still making low budget movies, but if he can if they can make it work, hey, fuck it. A lot of the actors do like meet and greets, all over LA. So I'm sure they're looking for work if they really wanted to.
Absolutely,
they could be their kids or something like that. It would do good business.
Even give me some choncho guy. He's really, really. Excuse my language, but he really is adamant for a part 2, bro.
I'm working on that beer belly, so I'm gonna be in for Halloween one year.
Yeah, listen, we keep it going. Next question. Here we go. Favorite fighter today?
My favorite fighter today, only because he has become a friend. He is gonna be the next. I actually have 2. I have one that's barely starting in the professional ranks. Brady Ochoa, and Brady Ochoa is from Mesa, Arizona. He's working out in Vegas now.
Trini Ochoa?
No. Brady Ochoa.
Brady.
Yeah, and he's 8-0. Shouts out to Trini too. That's my dog, and then their family. But Brady's pretty unique. His dad Eddie was helping train in the Olympics. The kid is living in Vegas now. He's 9-0. He already has a small bout in Mexico. He's not even old enough to fight in the States yet. But I promise you, Remember what I'm telling you. Brady Ochoa. Look him up. I'll send you the link.
Brady
Ochoa.
He is incredible. He lives in Vegas now. They moved to Vegas.
Oh, okay.
He is
so he's taking this shit real serious.
Bro, you like nobody's business.
Who's he training with?
I actually have a show with him featuring him. I'll send you the link to it. I did a whole segment on his workout. I made his dad work him out on my show. I have a variety show. We do everything. We're sing. We make him do workouts. I do all kinds of shit on my shit.
Where can they find your stuff?
On Radiant Technologies, it's called it's called Radiant Plus. So you put in RADI plus on your Fire Stick, on Roku, we're all syndicated everywhere. And then my channel is called World of Boxing. So I have fights on there, and I have my own show, and I put them on my show, and it's incredible. I'll send you guys a link.
Which formats, brother? On which formats? All formats?
All formats, yeah. We're Radi Plus, RADI Plus, and we were called Radiant, and then there was a little bit of a mix-up with another Radiant channel that was down the road.
Yeah.
So they changed it, and it's pretty good, man. And we're in the streaming alliance, so there's only like 5 or 6 streaming platforms that are in this alliance. Netflix, Tubi, Disney Plus, BET Plus, or whatever, and then there's us. So we're one of 6 other major. I'm gonna push this out, and I told Robert that you guys got stuff. We're gonna start putting your stuff on there as well.
Most definitely, man.
We gotta get some more representation in there for sure.
Most definitely, bro. Jerry,
favorite fighter currently?
Oh yeah.
Wait, hold on. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hold on. Think about
the second one.
The second one is Rolly Romero. And let me tell you why. Rolly Romero, as crazy as this dude is, has learned in a short amount of time, without any amateur fights, being a kickboxer or whatever he was, judo, whatever he was, he's a 2-time world champion, dude.
Yes.
And you cannot take that away from him. And he knows what time it is. He walks into box expos to fights, and it's like the Beatles, bro. They love this kid, and he plays the game, and he acts like he don't know what's going on, but he's a very smart kid. He's very intelligent, and that little game he plays like it's all bullshit, bro. He is the man, bro.
In the Ryan fight, everybody had Ryan, man. I sat here on these airwaves and I picked Rolly Romero, man.
Bro, he told me I'm gonna kick his ass, and I'm gonna kick it with the left hook, because everybody's telling him to watch my left hook. Everybody told him to watch the left hook from the get-go. He said some phrase. I was trying to remember the phrase. That's why I got stuck there. But he was like, I'm going to show him, and I'm still going to hit him with it, and he's still going to fall. And he did, bro. Right away.
That's badass, man.
You know, he picked the Romero over Ryan Garcia. Proudly, too.
And let's be real. After what Ryan did to Devin Haney, do you really think a lot of people picked Rolly to win the fight?
Oh, no.
They're like, that's a slaughter.
Yeah.
And he said, Ralph, I'm going to kick his ass, dude. I said, okay. And even Bob Ware, because he was his trainer, he's like, come, man. He's like, Rolly going to destroy him. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, Rolly's my dude, but what are you talking about? And after the first round, I was like, holy shit.
It was his fight.
Bro, it's just that people see things that some people don't see. Like, that's why you need different sets of eyes on stuff, you know? But anyway, I'm sorry, bro. You're next, dude. You're next, sorry.
No. It's hard to pick just one. There's a
lot. He picked 2. You go ahead.
A lot of good fighters, but I'll give you my top 3 favorite fighters right now. Currently, David Benavidez.
Okay.
All right. Monster, Inoue. Okay, 2 monsters right there. David Benavidez and Inoue.
Yeah.
And who's the kid I was thinking?
You know, I didn't pick David only because David's like my little brother. Like that's a different level. For me, it's a different level.
Just love seeing him fight.
I do too, but for David, that's like my little brother, so that don't really count. That's a great pick. He's always front row for David's fights, right?
Yeah.
And who's your third? Shouts out to David Benavidez,
Moses Itauma. The new heavyweight sensation that's going to take over heavyweight boxing.
I love that, bro. I love all 3 of those picks, bro. I'll tell you, for me, I'll go with 3 picks also, right? Canelo Alvarez still sits at the top of me, man. I'm a humongous Canelo fan.
Are you really?
Always have been, bro. Followed him very, very young before he was even really winning anything yet.
Even with all
Oh yeah,
Doping and carne asada.
Listen. I'm heavily in with Canelo. Still my favorite fighter, right?
Okay.
Second for me, Teofimo Lopez. I've been following Tio. I'm very impressed with his skill set. The one time he got his ass whooped was because he was being a dumbass, not because of his skill not being there. He decided he wanted to go and try and knock him out within the first 90 seconds.
And it wasn't even though he got whooped. I mean, he just
listen, he
outsmarted,
bro. It was a dumbass fucking move to try to go and do that. And if he would have just took care of business, it naturally happened.
And he almost came back to win that fight.
Yes, he did, man. And if they would have given another round, he probably knocked dude out, man. So Teofimo Lopez number 2 for me, and you know this for me. Heavyweight is very dear in my heart right now. Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker has been, man. He's evolved his game within the heavyweight division. When he won the title, he wasn't as good as now as what he is now. Even though he's not necessarily the champ right now. I believe that he's the only one who really makes sense with Usyk at this point, at the pinnacle of it. But we were just talking earlier too, where I'd like to see him fight Itama, who you just had within your picks there. That'd be a banging of a fight, man. And then the winner could get Usyk. You know what I mean? Like, you still got to let some of these fights build to that level too. And I think you got a super fight with him and Usyk already.
Bro,
but if he gets a couple more people, man.
Dude, just look, if Usyk were to walk in here right now,
yeah,
he's our size, bro. Like, height-wise, he's not
the biggest,
bro.
Not the biggest
but he's so smart, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you take on Tyson Fury and you basically make him look like he don't even know what he's doing in there.
Does he look like a giant? No.
Bro, it's wild what he does, and it's wild that he is legitimately pound for pound like the greatest fighter on planet Earth right now.
Yeah,
man.
Rightfully
so.
Hey,
listen, we're actually blessed to be living at this kind of an era, bro, where you actually have so many talented fighters. A lot of big fights are getting made, but also a lot of big careers are getting made, man. You're seeing a lot of fighters who are able to come from different walks of life and putting in. I myself, I'm Guatemalan. They've never had a Guatemalan world champion, and now you got Lester Martinez. Yeah, you got Lester Martinez actually fighting the Canadian homeboy, man, and Billy, and that's for an interim title. That's actually the title for.
And you're gonna be wearing your flags and everything. I like the Lily World
Series. He better win, bro. That's all I'm saying, bro. It's gonna be a bad sour grapes night for me if he don't win.
Is Guatemala riding that night?
Before you cut this off, I have a question for both of you guys. If you can cut it off. There's a fight that has not been made yet, besides Benavidez Canelo, because like I said, he's like my little brother, and I'll go wherever I can to watch a fight. Right. I normally do unless I have work. But besides that fight, it could even be David or with Canelo or someone else. There's one fight out there that's missing right now.
I like that one. Yeah, that's what.
Besides that one, because that was the obvious one, right?
You want to go ahead? I'm ready with my pick.
There's a couple actually.
Yeah. I got 2 in mind already myself, but go ahead.
Guapodamas. You lead the way.
Listen, Chocolatito and Bam. I've been calling for it. Chocolatito's starting to age, man. I don't want him to get to a level where now it's Bam just beating him up because he's older. I actually think, to me, Chocolatito was robbed in the second fight against Gallo. I thought he won the third fight. It was close enough where I can't say it was robbery in the third fight, but the second fight to me. So I've never actually seen him lose to Gallo. And then Bam had a very spirited fight with Gallo. I think that Chocolatito gives him an even better fight. And I think right now they can make it. If that's the next fight or in the next couple of fights, if it gets made, it's still a humongous fight. If it doesn't get made, then I think that Chocolatito's time, he's gonna be aged out of it. That's the first one where I go, and then the second one we were just talking, Joseph Parker and Usyk. For me, I think it's a humongous fight. I think it'd be a amazing fight because Usyk is that pinnacle, man. He does fight very smart, and to me, the only other dude who I see up there at heavyweight who fights to that intelligence level and has been able to adjust his game like that is Joseph Parker. Slightly younger too, so maybe Usyk is starting to slow down a little bit. Maybe he's not, but I think that that's where those 2 fights being made within the next year or so. Man, I'd love it if it could go that way.
I like a lot of the talent that's in the 135, 140 division.
I'm going there too.
You know, there's so many guys that you can match up right now, but man, I would love to see Shakur Stevenson get his shine.
Okay, against who though?
So many good fighters, but you want to keep it at 135. You know, a lot of fighters are fighting at 140 now. I would love, and it might be a boring fight, but it could lead into something spectacular. Shakur Stevenson, Tank Davis.
That's my pick as well. But only if Tank goes after him, because Shakur's not going to make the effort.
No, he's not.
Shakur's going to wait for the mistake. And Tank is going to have to say, you know what, I can't just wait around here. I'm going to.
And that's Tank's MO too. Is
you don't. That's what I'm going to say. You don't bet the first 4 or 5 rounds of knockout because they ain't going to do shit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Total CompuBox punches through round 5, 9 versus 12. Like, that's what it's going to look like.
But the shit talking leading into that fight would sell it.
It'd be amazing, bro.
Yeah.
Man, the build-up would be amazing.
And you put that in the inner city somewhere, and it'll do well. That now we might never ever see that fight because he's going to take a paycheck against Jake Paul, and that's a whole other
And if
segment.
it's big enough, he may never come back, guys.
He might not. He might not.
That's the only travesty part to that part of it, right? Is where if the paycheck's so big, then there's no hunger. He's not coming back to this game. Boxing's a very hard game.
I take pride in working with Tank and his interviewing skills. We had him for a long time, and we really worked hard on. I just wish he would have stayed around a little bit longer, man, because I think he really could have been mega superstar staying in the TMT family, and that's just me speaking because I got to see what happens. I mean, anything Floyd touched at that time was gold, and it would have been right there. He just didn't want to see a shadow.
Got a secondary fight
with that talent though. The Tank, secure. I mean, there's no doubting that. But man, his life outside of the ring has been turmoil.
Well, it's been crazy.
And so you think about. I would love to be in his position and stuff, but man, you really don't. I mean, there's just so much that comes up. You look at his body, and it's tattooed all over himself. That's a lot of pain. So hopefully he gets himself together and can, shock the world and put Jake Paul on the sidelines and then come back to 140 pounds and give us some good fights.
We're talking all this shit. If he knocks Jake Paul out, bro.
No, you got a 60-pound difference. 60-pound difference.
Yes.
On fight day, it's gonna be even more probably.
On fight day, it probably will be, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man.
I mean, Floyd did the exhibition with Logan, right? I mean, like, fuck, that was like.
And there was 3 times where Floyd was coming here and then realized that he better not throw that punch.
No, man.
But
we'll see what happens.
They're gonna sell the hell out of that fight. It's on Netflix. They're gonna do their job. They're gonna do their job. The next one, I'm gonna go even lighter weight classes. Even though there's, I wish we could talk about welterweights right now, but there's not a lot of welterweights out there. Shout out to Brian Norman though, because he's doing his thing, and I'm a big Brian Norman believer. But he's barely coming out. But I'm gonna go down also to. I'm gonna piggyback off of Bam, but. I would love to see Bam either versus Nakatani or against Inoue.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that is instinct.
Nakatani's
classic.
Good.
Yeah, Nakatani's real good. Nakatani even anyway. Throw those 3 right there and let them all kind of figure it out.
I told him, we did a top 10 list the other day, and man, Nakatani's up there, right? But if you ask the common fan, they got no fucking clue who Nakatani is.
And this is where I think there's such headbutting here, and again, it's just my opinion. Like, I wish that ESPN and Top Rank would have stayed married, because that ESPN did a good job of putting out the younger guys that they had. Right now, it's the sport is becoming hardcore. Like, only the hardcore fans are really the ones that are really following it. Right. And that's why it's so important, dude, to be on network television. So, again, hoping to the gods that they end up working out something with somebody that's network television, because that is the only way that these guys can stay relevant. And I'm talking about the younger guys, Nakatanis, the Normans, the people that don't. Like, if you go outside of Vegas, walk around, and be like, hey, you know who Brian Norman is? Not right now, they don't. Hopefully in 5 years, they'll be like, oh, yeah, we know that guy.
They might after his next fight.
I think so, too.
No, they might.
Shout out to Brian Norman. He's dope.
Man. Your picks on those fights, man.
Well, I second that. I second Tank and Shakur. I don't. Man, I don't know. 135, 140.
You think it'll actually ever happen?
No, definitely not.
0 chance.
No.
We're talking hypotheticals.
I think Tank. To be honest with you, like I said, he's gonna make enough money off of this fight, this exhibition, to either completely go 100% away. I mean, he's been talking retirement. He's been getting into trouble. Like, honestly, when you're ready to step away from shit, you start doing dumb shit.
Yeah.
and if it's crashing into somebody that's pregnant and driving away, or hitting females in public more than a couple of times, it's like, bro, you got your mind somewhere else. And it sucks because yes, Floyd was on his ass, but there's a reason why. Why do you think people were, even Coach Calvin, who was like his dad, he's kind of backed away a little bit and letting other people do things. So you never know what's happening in his mind. And he's got children too. And I would always tell him when I interviewed him, I would always ask him about his kids, because everybody always asks about Pitbull Crews and this and that, and you're this. No, dude, like, what's up with your kids, bro? Like, yeah. You're living in Vegas. You think about moving out here. One of the 24/7s, not 24/7s, All Access. See, I'm thinking about HBO. That's how old I am, bro. All Access. He's training in Vegas, and he had already made millions. And he says, "Man, I wish I could have a house like this one day." And it was kind of like a regular medium house. And I'm like, why don't you have a house like that already? You got a Lamborghini SUV that costs $140. That's a down payment on $1 million home. It's a down payment on a $600,000 home. That wasn't $1 million home that I saw you working out and staying in. Why don't you have a home? See, it's important, dude. That's why I'm trying to get with the WBC cares and try to push this education on these young fighters, bro. It's important, man.
Yeah, no, man. And sometimes if they don't have that mentor, they can kind of let them know that. And man, it just goes lost on them, bro. And that's why you end up having so many fighters, 10 years after they retire. They don't got
Remember, boxing is not for people that have money. It's not for families that, that grew up around polo matches. Boxing is for people that have no other way out.
Yeah,
they're on the street. They have no other alternative. Shit, I'm gonna scrap for money, and they just end up being good at it, and they end up fighting for millions. Yeah. But in reality, they get into the business because they have no other alternative, or they feel like they have no other alternative. Yeah. So.
Hey man, shout out to Lady V, because she actually pointed that out last time when she was asking us some questions, and she actually posed that question. What makes it that little bit of extra that needs to go into a fighter? And one of the things was the hunger, right? Because you come from an inner city and you gotta have that hunger.
Of course.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Hey, listen, Ralph, thank you once again, man, for coming out here and blessing us, bro. Thank you for giving us this extra segment. We'll be premiering on Tuesday. I hope y'all ready for us on that Tuesday, man. Jerry, thank you so much, bro, for adding us another layer of content as we keep the guapos in the house. You know what I mean, man?
Hey, there's a lot of sexiness in this room right now.
Most definitely, bro. I think we're like overwhelming all the fucking airways right now, currently with all this fucking sexiness. Thank you guys so much for joining us, man. Keep joining us, supporting us. 4Luvofboxing exclusively in the house. Yeah.
We out.